Here are the top stories this hour. Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf resigns from NNPP alongside lawmakers and local government bosses. Court adjourns Governor Samlai Fubara suits challenging impeachment process indefinitely. House of Representatives Minority Caucus says Gazetted tax laws illegally altered. On the foreign scene, negotiators from Russia, Ukraine and US meet in Abu Dhabi for first trilateral talks. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Olufemi Alagbe. Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has resigned from the new Nigeria People's Party NNPP alongside 21 members of the State House of Assembly, 8 members of the House of Representatives and 44 local government chairmen in the state, citing protracted internal crisis and legal disputes that he said have weakened the party's cohesion nationwide. Yusuf announced this decision in a letter addressed to the chairman of the Diso Chiranchi ward of the NNPP in Gwale, the local government area, with the resignation taking effect from January 25 to 26, according to a statement issued on Friday by the governor's spokesperson Sunusi Tofa Yusuf, who communicated his decision in a letter addressed to the chairman of the NNPP in Diso Chiranchi ward, Gwale local government area, with effect from January 25, 2026. Yusuf expressed appreciation to the party for providing him with a political platform since 2022, noting that the support he received contributed to his emergence and governance. The governor attributed his decision to persistent leadership disputes and court cases that have continued to destabilize the party at both state and national levels. He added that the internal rifts had created deep divisions among members and weakened the party's structure. An Oyigbo High Court of Rivers State in Port Harcourt has adjourned indefinitely the suit filed by Governor Samlai Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu, challenging the impeachment process initiated against them by the Rivers State House of Assembly. Justice Florence Fibaresima of the Oyigbo High Court took the decision after being informed that 2 separate appeals had been entered in respect to the matter. The court held that the adjournment would allow the Court of Appeal to first determine the issues before it. At a resumed hearing, counsel to the Speaker of the House, Martin Meule, and 27 lawmakers, S.I. Amen, notified the court of the pending appeals and applied orally for a stay of proceedings. The development comes amid an earlier interim injunction granted by the same court, which restrained the Speaker, Martin Meule, several lawmakers and clerk of the House, and the chief judge of the state from taking further steps towards the impeachment of the governor and his deputy. The injunction barred the forwarding or consideration of impeachment notices or related documents for the purpose of constituting an investigative panel over alleged gross misconduct. Meanwhile, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on policy communication, Daniel Bwala, has reaffirmed that Rivers Governor Samlai Fubara is the recognized leader of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the state, emphasizing that the former governor Nyesom Wike is not a member of the ruling party. Bwala made the clarification in an interview amid the political crisis in the coastal state, which has morphed into the initiation of impeachment proceedings by members of the Rivers Assembly against Fubara. Bwala stated that while Wike may retain influence within the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers State, he has no authority within the APC. He noted that the president is committed to the rule of law and respects internal party processes, stressing that the president fully supports the position taken by the APC leadership in the Rivers situation. And Wike, despite serving as FCT minister under an APC-led government, has not joined the APC. Bwala further noted that the disputes between Wike and Fubara has effectively been settled by the party's resignation of the governor's APC leader Rivers State, urging all parties to respect due process and constitutional governance. Governor Fubara defected from the PDP, the APC in December 2025. The chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Yusuf Dantale, has called for the scrapping of State Independent Electoral Commission, arguing that only the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, could conduct elections. Dantale made this call during an interview on Friday, saying the move is part of IPAC's recommendations to INEC for electoral reform, citing the council elections in the FCT conducted by INEC. Dantale said no political party takes it all. While admitting that there are bad elements in INEC, Dantale noted that it does not invalidate the impact of the commission. One person has died following multiple crashes on the Otedola Bridge, Lagos, in the early hours of Friday, leading to a long stretch of gridlock that has left commuters and motorists grounded. The accident, which happened in Ward Secretariat along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, left thousands of people stranded on the ever-busy highway. Traffic authorities in Lagos said the principal incident involved a violent collision between two heavy-duty trailers, one laden with sand and the other conveying granite, reportedly occasioned by a reckless contest for right-of-way. Last man said the trapped victim was extricated and transferred to the personnel of the Lagos State Ambulance Service, who conveyed him to the General Hospital Ikeja, where he was pronounced dead. The fully loaded truck overturned on the bridge, pouring its contents on the highway. The resultant gridlock stretched backwards from the Otedola Bridge to the Bega axis, forcing motorists heading into Lagos to seek alternative routes, including a one-way drive on the outbound Lagos route. Talking security, the Plateau State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has condemned the killing of 7 persons at a mining site in Kuru district, just south local government area, describing the attack as a brutality of a senseless killing and a grim reminder of the worsening security situation in the state. The condemnation comes barely a day after the Nigeria Army confirmed that 7 illegal miners were shot dead in the early hours of Thursday when suspected armed bandits attacked an illegal mining site at Capitex Kuru. Troops of Sector 6 Operation Safe Haven had said the attackers struck around 1 a.m., leaving 7 locals dead before fleeing the area. In a press statement issued on Friday and signed by the PDP State Publicity Secretary Toji Daliop, the opposition party said the latest killings expose what it described as the government's egregious failure to protect lives and guarantee basic security. The Gombe State Police Command on Friday announced the rescue of a kidnapped community leader Hassan Ruben and the arrest of 3 suspected accomplices in connection to the crime. The abduction, which occurred on January 20, 2026, involved Ruben, a resident of Nahuta Village, Tula, in Kaltingo local government area of Gombe State. According to the police, information about the kidnapping was received at about 11 a.m. on January 21, prompting immediate security action. Disclosing these in a statement, Police Public Relations Officer DSP Buhari Abdullahi said following swift action and sustained efforts, the victim was successfully rescued unhurt on the same date. The command explained that the rescue operation was carried out through the combined efforts of police operatives from the Awang and Tula divisions, with support from vigilantes and local hunters. In a related development, the police disclosed that 3 women suspected to be spouses or accomplices of the kidnappers were arrested in the area where the victim was rescued. The Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives has confirmed that some of Nigeria's recently gazetted tax laws were illegally altered after being passed by the National Assembly and assented to by President Bola Tinubu. This was disclosed in an interim report of the Minority Caucus Ad Hoc Committee on Tax Laws set up to investigate allegations of discrepancies between the Tax Reform Act passed by the legislature and the versions published in the official Gazette. The controversy followed public outrage after a member of the House, Abdul Samad Dasuki, raised the alarm on the floor of the chamber over the alleged discrepancies between the gazetted tax laws in circulation and the version passed by the National Assembly. In a statement dated December 28, 2025, the Minority Caucus had vowed to unconditionally protect the independence of the legislature and democracy, warning that any attempt to foist fake laws on Nigerians amounted to an attack on the constitutional role of Parliament. Consequently, on January 2, 2026, the caucus, under the leadership of the minority leader Kingsley Chinda, constituted a 7-member fact-finding committee chaired by Afam Ogene. According to the committee's preliminary findings, a comparison of the certified true copies released by the House with the earlier gazetted versions confirmed that alterations had indeed been made, particularly to the Nigeria Tax Administration Act 2025. The report reveals that at least 3 different versions of the Nigeria Tax Administration Act were in circulation, while the directive to align the act with the federal government printing press pointed to procedural anomalies that illegally encroached on the legislative powers of the National Assembly. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NEL) Fund has confirmed the disbursement of 1.32 billion naira to the University of Lagos for the 2025-2026 academic session. This was revealed in a statement issued in Abuja on Friday by Director of Strategic Communications at NEL Fund, Oseyemi Oluwatuyi. According to NEL Fund, the funds are meant to cover the tuition and related fees of 6,308 eligible students of the University of Lagos who met all requirements under the Student Loan Program. It explained that beneficiary lists were generated using verified institutional data submitted during the application and validation process. NEL Fund noted that once disbursement is made to an institution, students are expected to complete registration and access academic activities without delay. NEL Fund also said it is continuing engagement with the University of Lagos to conclude the reconciliation process. Moving on, the Federal Operations Unit Zone D, Bauchi of the Nigeria Customs Service has intercepted smuggled vehicles, petroleum products, donkey meat and skins, as well as second-hand clothing, with a total duty paid value of over 229 million naira. Comptroller of the unit, Abdullahi Kailia, disclosed these on Friday during a press briefing in Bauchi, saying the seizures were made through intelligence-driven operations across the zone. He said the interceptions underscored the service's unwavering commitment to safeguarding the nation's economy and security, adding that the unit had in December 2025 also seized 718 pieces of donkey skins being smuggled out of the country. According to him, the latest operation followed credible intelligence, meticulous surveillance, and coordinated enforcement in identified locations. Still to come, Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative intensifies efforts to strengthen accountability in Nigeria's oil, gas, and mining sectors. We'll bring you more on this when we return.
James Ajibolaige was a lawyer who obtained his first degree in classics from Nigeria's premier University of Ibadan. Born September 13, 1930, the orator and the polyglot spoke impeccable English, French, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba languages. His fine diction placed him among classical orators and public speakers